So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to our MotoGP 18 career mode. Here we are then, we're here for the next round, which is the next episode, which we're going to do 2 3-lap races. So we're going to do the next 2 rounds of this championship. So I believe the next round is Le Mans, so let's get into it. I don't think we've got enough points to do anything to the bike. No, we need 17,000 to do a minimum. Oh no, we've got 11,000, we can do 11,000 down here. Or we could carry on improving. We had some brakes. The frame, aero as well. We could probably do some aero. Suspension we could probably work on as well. Bit of zero up the shocks. Bike stability. So I'm gonna go for hydraulics. Gonna upgrade the hydraulics. So I've got new hydraulics on the bike now. So you can see the bike development on the right. So we're progressing the bike quite nicely now. So let's see if we can do a little bit better in some of the races. So let's get into the next round. So let's go out on track then for our first qualifying laps of the session. So traction control is currently on 3, which is not all I want. I need to change that. As soon as I get control of the bike, I'll go and change that. This is not giving me control of the bike for ages. There we go. So turn traction control down. Right. So let's see how we get on then on this opening lap, and I'll update you as we progress through it. So we're coming to the end of this opening lap then. We've been stuck in behind Tito Rabat through this final sector. Not been able to find a way through, but hopefully we've been pretty much on point with Lorenzo's time so far in this first qualifying session. As you can see, we go fastest overall, so I reckon that might be enough to get through, you know. So as you can see, we are going fastest overall halfway through this second lap, but we're getting into another battle with Tito Rabat, so hopefully that is it for Tito Rabat on this lap, and let's carry on and see what we end up with at the end of this lap. To come around the final corner then, we were about half a second up, but I wonder what we are now. We're just a 10th off of Jack Miller's time, so I think that's gonna do it for us in qualifying. We'll see whether that was enough. It might have been marginal, you know, it was just about enough ahead of Jorge Lorenzo, so that's a good lap for us there. So we're into Q2 then, and let's see what we can do. So we're heading out at the end of this qualifying 2 session. I don't expect to get that high up, although our qualifying 1 time was only about 4 tenths off of Valentino's time there, as you can see on the right hand side. So let's see how we get on then in this first lap of qualifying 2 on our newly upgraded KTM Red Bull machine. As you can see, going through this first sector, got battling with Iannone there. I took to the curb a little bit there to try and avoid him. He was out wide a little bit. That was a bit of a mistake there, but we'll have to see how we do. We've got Iannone all over the back of us. We're now 7 tenths off of the pace of Valentino, so that's not good. Obviously made a mistake there in that first sector, and Iannone bashed us around, so this lap looks to be written off. So let's see what it ends up being and what we can do on the next lap. So coming across the line then, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 31.8, which is about 9 tenths of a second off the pace. So let's hope for a better one this time round, and we've only got one more attempt after this one. And again, Iannone interrupting on our lap, just dive bombs us up the inside, but we're about 2.5 tenths off of Rossi's time right now. So let's see what we could do then coming into this end of this qualifying lap. You see Iannone's gone so slow through there, holding us up so much. And we're now 6 tenths off of the pace. And again he's gone so slow, and we're just ramming into the back of him there, so he's desperate to get underneath us, but then he goes and holds us up. So it looks like we're going to have one more attempt at getting this lap right. Although we do a 30.8 that time round, so a little bit better, but Dovi set the pace at a 129.9, so we got one more lap to impress. Oh, we're running deep down here, and Iannone's back at us. We're holding it around there, though. Come on, let's keep pushing him. And again he's back through on us. This is fairly annoying. Very, very, very annoying as we're coming down, trying to get past Iannone. Struggling through there, but we should catch up through this final sector as we saw on the last lap, where he really did hold us up. Iannone did. Come on. Oh my god. Getting physical with Iannone. We throw it up his inside as he threw it up our inside. Right, let's finish off this lap and see how we get on. So we managed to keep Iannone at bay. Let's see what sort of lap time we produce. A 30.6 it was by the looks of it. So that's the end of this qualifying session. Let's see then as we ride on board. Let's see what qualifying time. Oh, so 30.6. So a decent lap time from us, considering we're on the KTM. As well. Obviously we're upgrading it. So 9th place, I would take that. So let's get into the race. So here we are at the start of this Grand Prix. the French Grand Prix at the Le Mans circuit. So here we are, starting from 9th place. Let's see what our race pace is like compared to everyone else. Obviously we've got Lorenzo's back there a little bit, and we've got Valentino just ahead of us, Iannone ahead of us, and it looks like Zarco. So let's see as Vinales gets an awful start. We get an incredible start, to be honest. We're coming down the inside up into 3rd place, into turn number 1. We go quite a tricky turn number 1. I'm going to lift off, give it a bit of break, and we're going to hold it down the inside for turn number 1. Up the inside of Marc Marquez. Oh my god, we used him as a bit of a break. Got to let him back through. And letting him back through means Lorenzo and Crutchlow get a run at us. But we're into 3rd place, so that is a solid start from us there. I don't think we'll have the pace to maintain it. As you can see, Crutchlow already come down the inside. This bike just doesn't have the turn in compared to these better full factory bikes ahead of us. So braking at the HJC board a little bit too deep. Pull it back round though, we'll get away with it. And so Crutchlow's through on us. I don't think we'll be able to get back past him. Crutchlow's pretty quick around here, to be honest. But if we try stick with him, we might be able to keep it with him. Who knows, we might surprise ourselves or not if Lorenzo comes flying up the inside. And then here's Iannone again, our rival from qualifying, battling it out with him. We're in the slipstream of Lorenzo, but you can see he's obviously the Ducati power, far superior to the KTM power. But we come up the inside on the brakes, running it deep into the chicane. Oh, he comes back at us. So we're trying to find a way through on Jorge Lorenzo. Let's see what we can do through the final few corners. This is where he might start to pull out on us. Especially if we brake way too deep around the final corner, but you get away with it. Oh, just about if we get away with it. I don't know, Iannone's alongside us, so that's really cost us some time. Brake up the inside then into turn number 1, not quite able to do it into the chicane, but see if we get a decent exit. I can see we've got Valentino just behind us as we get a little bit wide out on the curve. That's going to compromise us a lot there. Coming through turn 6, and Valentino's nerfed us out, and so is Danny Pedrosa. He's come flying underneath us, so we're back behind Valentino so we can show him the same aggression as we come up the inside. We can't quite show him the same aggression. He's just got more pace through that corner. So after this quick start, I was expecting to go backwards. We are going backwards, but it's fine because we're much higher than I expected to be. So we're coming into turn number 8. Let's hold that tight line. They won't be able to get through on us. And who's it behind us? Is it Alex Rins? Yes, it is Alex Rins. So as you can see, we're holding up the grid a little bit here. You can see Alex Rins comes up our inside as we brake at the normal braking point there. Come on, we battle it out. And there we go, back ahead of Rins. So our brakes, as we already know throughout this season, aren't as good as everyone else. So we're sort of struggling on the brake side of things. So I need to upgrade them a bit more now that we've done a bit of work on the frame and the suspension. So got a lot of work to do with this KTM bike, but who knows, I might get an offer from a better team like Pramac or something, and they might offer us and we might decide to go there. But we're in 7th place, you know, that's pretty decent for KTM, well, very decent for KTM. So coming to turn number 1 then for the final, well, turn 2 for the final time, into turn number 3 here at the chicane. So it looks like Valentino's all over the back of Andrea Iannone. He's going to be finding a way through, guarantee it. Guarantee we're going to be spectators for a little battle with Valentino and Iannone. It could be an interesting one. Into turn number 8 then we go. Just trying to hold onto 7th place as long as we can. We've got a bit of swapping and changing going on behind. We're starting to gap Rins a little bit. And let's brake then about here. See if we can hold it into chicane. Oh, I thought I was going to run out wide. And you can see Valentino's all over the back of Iannone, and then battling has actually allowed me to catch up a little bit as we're starting. Look at this, we're really catching up onto the back of Valentino and Iannone, his fellow Italians, run out wide through turn 12. I don't think we'll be able to get on, but if we put him under pressure, maybe Valentino's going to go up the inside of the final corner. He's just going for it. Final corner job from Valentino. He shoves Iannone out wide, and because of that, I was distracted watching them when we were hopping over the curb. But we get 7th place, you know, that is decent. I will take that. I will take that result right there.
Before going to the podium award ceremony,
so 7th place, where's that going to put us in the championship? We moved down to 8th place in the championship. Valentino 47, and he's joint with his teammate Vinales as well. They got the same amount of points then. We're still 5th in the constructors and 6th in the team rankings, so pretty decent. And we've now become the first rider. We've become the first rider at the Red Bull KTM team. So that is good work. That is. I'll take that. I will take that. Right, we've got 16,000 development points. Now with the first rider, I think we get more. So can I put that on the braking aggression? Yes, we can. What's this optional up here? Prevents wheels from blocking when braking. Now I need increased brakes power. There we go, job done. So we upgrade the brakes again. So let's get into the next weekend, which is going to be Mugello. So let's get into qualifying. So we're going out on track for our first lap then. We're just going to do this flying lap, and we'll see what our lap time compares to Bautista's 49.1 at the end of our flying lap. So crawling across the line, we've absolutely smashed that lap time, so we're going to finish the session there. That should do it for us in qualifying, really. Yes, it is. Look at that. That's going to be a quick time in qualifying too. So I'm gonna decide to give myself a bit of a challenge in qualifying. Well, for the race, I mean, and I'm just gonna not compete in this qualifying session. So let's skip on to the race. So here we are then. Valentino Rossi ended up getting pole position. You can see from the starting grid, his teammate right behind him. We're obviously starting smack bang in the middle of the grid. So let's see what we can do then. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's see if we can go forward in the race rather than always backwards. So let's get into this race then. This 3-lap race at Mugello. Obviously we've got the upgraded brakes as well, so let's see how they help us into turn 1. This is quite a heavy braking, it's quite heavy on the brakes, this track is, so we have to see, especially turn 1 and these big heavy braking zones. So we're stuck in the middle of this pack here coming to turn number 1. Can we go straight up the inside of everyone into turn 1? Yes we can, but it's whether we can hold it. Dovi's back through, Rossi's back through, and it looks like Marquez is trying to go back through, but we're coming up the inside of Valentino. No, we're not. He's keeping it ahead of us. So we're into 3rd place off the start, so I will take that. That is a good start from us there off of the start of this grid, starting from the middle of the pack. So let's go then, and let's see what we can do. So we go a bit wide, but we're going to give us the inside line for the next corner. A bit of a compromise line for a little bit of a mistake, but you know, we get away with it. We're still on the back of Valentino here, coming down into this very tricky this chicane style corner. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a very tricky corner, quite iconic to Mugello. As we're coming up the inside then of Valentino. No, we're not. Just trying to find a way through, but we've got to keep on pushing up and over this hill. This is quite a tough corner, especially on a less grippier bike like the KTM. As you can see, Marquez is straight up the inside, so nothing we can really do to compete with him. But yes, we can. He makes a little bit of a mistake. He's getting over the curves, and we're underneath him there, very aggressive with him, and we're back into our podium position. So we're almost coming to the end of lap number 1, and we've got plenty of time left in this race to try and hold on to 3rd place, because I think Valentino and Dovi are on another level. I mean, look at them escaping right now. Nothing we can really do. I mean, we've got Vinales behind us. He was quick in qualifying, so he's going to be looking to get through on us. So it's about if we can find this pace, which we're lacking compared to the AI right now, because they're really pushing it. They're really pushing it quite harder at the minute, much harder than they were in qualifying. So anyway, Maverick Vinales is right behind us. Can we keep him at bay? Can we hold on to 3rd place? I don't know. A 51.9 from Dovi. So let's see. It's all about this lap now. Coming into the braking zone very, very late on the brakes. Very tough braking zone to turn number 1. You get away with it, run out a bit wide, pull it back, and then you got to be ready to brake for this next chicane. Quite a tough first sector. This is quite intense on the riders. Lots of changes of directions. You can see I've struggled with it a little bit, and Rossi and Dovi are pulling away. That's just what you expected, isn't it? The Ducati and the Yamaha pulling away, and now we're under pressure from Vinales. So we've got pressure from behind to keep us going. Coming down the hill then. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. I was expecting Vinales to be right on the back of us, but you know, we seem to be going okay. Right, this is where turn 8 into turn number 9. This is where if we're going to lose time, it's going to be here. Come on, let's go. Keep on pushing. This is where we lost out to Marquez on the last lap, but we managed to get him back at the second part of the chicane here. And we're actually doing okay. I think we're keeping the gap to Rossi. I mean, we're keeping the gap to Vinales behind. He's not really in an overtaking position. Maybe through this chicane here. Not chicane, this hairpin as he comes up the inside. There he comes. But we've got this chicane which we're very strong at. We're coming up the inside. And there we go, job done for the next part of the chicane. Oh, wow, a little bit wide and we get away with it. So that little bit of a battle has allowed the front two to pull out a little bit. And we're out wide again and Vinales is underneath us. We're going to switch it back though. No, we're not. If we get the power early, we might get a run on Maverick Vinales. So we just need to get in the slipstream, which I should probably do right now. And we're on to the final lap then. So 46.2, 47.3 from us. We're about a second off of the pace. Braking very late up the inside. Oh, we might have overcooked it a little bit. Pull it back round. There we go. Chop his nose off and we job done, back into third place. So we've actually got a shot at a podium. We just got to keep Vinales at bay for the last lap and not make a mistake into the final corner and leave the gap open, because the AI are very sneaky on this game. They're very sneaky. They do go for the little gaps that you leave at hairpins and chicanes and stuff like that. They're very opportunistic, which is good to see. But we've got about half a lap to go, and can we bring home a podium for KTM Red Bull here? That would be a result and a half. That would be for the team. We go for the championship as well. Get my championship back on track. Progress us up the rankings a little bit. Through turn 8 then. Ooh, caught on the curb, and that's going to allow Vinales straight up the inside, is it? No, it isn't. But that has cost us. He's right on the back of us now for the final half of the lap. Look at all the blitzy yellow and red smoke around here for Rossi and Ducati. Obviously, Italian manufacturer, Italian rider there as well. So the support in Italy for the Italians in MotoGP. But we've managed to hold that inside line, which I said was so crucial. And then come through the chicane. Come on. Keeping Vinales at bay. So now we just need to close the door at the final corner. We should be able to bring home a podium position. Look at this. Closing it, keeping it closed, keeping the door closed. Vinales is not going to get a run on us. So power down. He's right there though. There we go. And we're going to bring it home for a third place. So there we go. Starting from the middle of the grid is better for us. We're going on the attack rather than the defence. So that's a good result for us in the championship. Oh, we managed to get a podium, and it shoots us up to 5th in the championship. So that's good for us, right behind Valentino. And we're still 5th in the championship. You see Aprilia falling behind. We're still 6th in the team championship. You see Ducati on top, man. That is good for Ducati. Here we are on the podium then for KTM Red Bull. We've had a few good spontaneous results, just random results. A few podiums and stuff, so that's good for us in the championship. We're only 6 races into the season and we're right there 5th in the championship. We could easily push for a top 3, but I think it's going to be contract time. Indeed it is contract time. So what are we going to do? View stay in our team. We're going to view offers, see what we've got. We've still only got offers from Angel Nito team. We got Avintia, Mark VDS, Red Bull KTM. Okay, so we've got some better bikes going on here. So, Avintia. Mark VDS is a lot better than KTM and the Avintia. But I can't see the point in changing for a slightly better bike when we're doing okay and we're upgrading the Red Bull, we're upgrading the KTM. So I'm going to stick. You will not be able to change team until the next transfer. Are you happy with your choice? Yes, I'm happy with staying with Red Bull KTM. So we're going to commit to them. You guys want me to commit to them for a bit longer. I'll commit to them until we get some decent contracts going on it. So maybe even next season. But anyway, if you did enjoy this episode, if you did, remember to give it a like, comment and subscribe for more. And let me know down in the comments what else you want me to do other than MotoGP career mode, because I do want to do some other things. I mean, we've got the F1 career mode going on as well. The Audi one, which will be coming back this weekend. And hopefully a bit more frequently on the channel over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see you in the next one.